Daniel Ricciardo expresses his enthusiasm about continuing to race with AlphaTauri in 2024. The Australian, currently recovering from a broken hand sustained in the opening practice for the Dutch Grand Prix, is spending time in his native Australia. A simulator session last week was conducted to determine his readiness for the race in Qatar. Despite the setback, he affirms his readiness for a full-time commitment next season. This year, I've learned a lot about myself and what I want in my career moving forward. It really reignited me and gave me that second wind I was hoping for. Now that I've got confirmation for next year, I'm a very hungry man. Reflecting on his F1 career, the 34-year-old states that he doesn't look back with regret. His short stints with Renault and McLaren, though not what him or the fans expected, are viewed as lessons learned rather than losses. I wouldn't change it as long as I can continue to grow and become better from experience, then I'm pretty content. While you're here, click below to subscribe, give us a like and leave a comment. Remember, you can always come back and box here at F1 Box for the best Formula One content. Sergio Perez's father, Antonio, made noteworthy comments to Mexico City newspaper Esto. The Guadalajara native emphasized that everything at Red Bull Racing is built around Max. While Perez joined the team with hopes of becoming a world champion, he has consistently lagged behind his teammate Max Verstappen on pure pace, with 5 wins to Verstappen's 38 of his 48 career total in that time. Despite this, Perez's father asserts that his son was hired to be second in the standings and must respect Verstappen's place and the squad. The car is tuned for Max, who likes to have a lot of grip at the front. Checo prefers grip at the back, but he has to drive a car that is tailor-made for Max. Two-time F1 champion Fernando Alonso believes Aston Martin needs to elevate its performance at its new state-of-the-art campus. Despite beginning the season as the most improved team, with Alonso scoring 5 podiums from the first 6 races for second in the constructors' standings, the team has since fallen to 4th behind Mercedes and Ferrari, 64 points behind the leader. Alonso, who has been on the podium only twice in the last 10 races, emphasizes the importance of pace in development. This is a very new team, and even the new factory is just aiming to match the kind of development that other people can do during the season. Haas driver Nico Hulkenberg anticipates a musical chairs scenario for F1's 2025 season, with more than half the grid potentially out of contract. With new power unit regulations set for 2026, drivers are expected to make strategic decisions about their futures. Hulkenberg sees numerous options available, including seats at Red Bull, Ferrari, Aston Martin, Williams, Haas, and the soon-to-be rebranded AlphaTauri. The current status quo remains at Mercedes and McLaren. The musical chairs, I think, will move quite a bit next year, and I think naturally things will fall in place for people. Mercedes plans to continue adding new parts to the car in the final 6 races, not just to defend against Ferrari for second in the constructors, but also to facilitate learning for next year's W15. With the current gap down to 20 points after being outsourced by Ferrari, the team emphasizes the importance of these new parts in maintaining their position. There's plenty of things we can do with the current car, which will make it faster and aid our learning and understanding to develop next year's car. That's what we've already been doing and will continue to do. The new parts we bring to the track do both. Cadillac has moved closer to its dream of joining the grid, having received clearance from the FIA for commercial discussions with Formula One. Being the sole candidate to meet the governing body's criteria, the American squad is now engaged in negotiations with F1 to determine the terms of its entry, with a potential anti-dilution fee set at $200 million, possibly escalating to $600 million under team pressure. I congratulate Michael Andretti and his team on a thorough submission, stated FIA President Mohammed Ben Sulayem. Toyota, despite McLaren signing its factory driver Rio Haryanto as a reserve, clarifies that it has no plans to return to F1. The Japanese manufacturer, having had a work squad in F1 from 2002 to 2009, firmly states that there's no consideration for rejoining the grid. I can clearly say that it's a no and nothing to do with it for the future, stated a representative. McLaren's team boss, Andrea Stella, estimates that the team has gained around 1 second in lap time through development since the Bahrain season opener. Following successful upgrades in Austria, McLaren has seen significant improvement, scoring 145 points since their introduction, including a double podium in Japan. We need to improve a 10th if we want to start seriously becoming a podium contender. We need to improve 1 second if we want to win races. We need 1.5 seconds. We can achieve these only if we outdevelop our competitors, and in the meantime, fix some of the faults that we have and improve our operations trackside. Kevin Magnussen, the veteran driver for Haas, emphasizes that the team is in survival mode until a major upgrade arrives at the United States Grand Prix. Haas, currently 8th in the constructors' standings, is set to switch to a Red Bull-style design concept, with expectations of a more challenging time in Qatar before looking forward to its home round in the United States. It's survival mode until then. We got a point in Singapore with this car, so that track suited our car better. F1's sole tyre supplier Pirelli is preparing for 2024 by introducing a new C4 compound for teams to test at the Mexican Grand Prix, following the Qatar race. F1 is gearing up for a busy American triple header featuring the USA, Mexico and Brazil on successive weekends, with Austin and Interlagos featuring the sprint. Pirelli will provide a softer range of tyres at the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, with teams having 2 one-hour sessions on Friday to test the new rubber. Thank you so much for watching. See you next week.